Here we go. We're cooking now. So the first thing, if you've watched Parasite Eve speed runs, the first thing you'll notice is the menu right off the bat is different. So in New Game Plus, we start with an absolutely broken, busted gun that one-shots pretty much everything. But we have to do some menuing with the extra bonus points that we start with. We start with a lot of extra bonus points that we put all into active time bar and our inventory. So we have as much inventory space as possible and an active time bar that basically always starts at full. No worries in the world during this run. It's gonna be super chill. But if you're also not aware, there's 5 minutes of cutscenes. Ooh. I don't even know what I'm expecting as a time here. Because there are some, to be completely optimized, there are some small nuances in a few of the boss fights just to get the most out of the way we play. They are good cutscenes, at least there's that. So I'm sure there's going to be like minor optimization things that I'm not going to be quite good at. Mainly this menu. This menu is not super easy to do. Yeah, Snowbuns, thanks for the follow and thanks for stopping by. So that was probably not very good, but we got through it. So, like I said, we use all of the extra skill points that are carried over from previous runs of the game, put them all into our ATB and inventory. And then we get to watch another 3-minute cutscene. It's a lot of 9s. Yeah, so if you didn't catch a glimpse, armor is fully maxed out, gun is fully maxed out and modded out. Lots of good stuff. As is with the main New Game speedrun, New Game Plus is based heavily on our encounter RNG that we'll get through the fight. I think there's a total of 16 refights that you can get throughout the game. And the main deciding factor is probably how many you get of those. And then later, more so in the museum, since there's alternate versions of fights, what things you end up fighting. Because we don't need any experience. So the least amount of fights possible and the least amount of things to kill possible is just what we want to see. But you'll also notice since it's New Game Plus that there's some of the fights that we see normally in New Game have additional enemies in them. I don't think there's any additional enemies in any of the fights in this day. Oh, it is. Look at that. I didn't even notice this part of my desk is still in view. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't think anything's different about today, but you'll notice right away in day 2 that stuff is already different as far as encounters. There's more enemies. I would assume they have more health, but we don't care about that because everything dies in one shot, except some bosses. But here we go. This is where the cutscene really starts to pop off. I've been pretty excited to run this. It took a while to get the file set up and everything going on, but I watched the world record run, and I actually watched Palmer's run too. He's in 2nd place. It just looks like fun. It looks super chill, which I'm excited for on a Monday because let me tell you, work was an absolute disaster today. I hated every minute of it, so I'm happy to be sitting down and doing something chill, chatting it up with the friends. There is a lot of lore that they just like can't dive super deeply into because there's no voice acting. So like fleshing out the story would be sweet. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's a dream. Yeah, if there wasn't enough reasons to be afraid of operas. When is blindfolded %? Oh boy, I am not on that level. Palmer is an absolute madman. Got her. So we still have to go through like the cutscenes and spiel here, but she's actually, the fight's over. No cheaty elevator stats. I just don't know. I wouldn't be able to get through probably. I would be really afraid of getting through a lot of fights, but I'm sure you wouldn't approach it the same way either. But I'm also not about to bust out a blindfolded day 6 like Palmer in in the GDQ horror show. That was actually really awesome. On last Wednesday, Palmer ran a new game on GDQ, and he did the entire last day blindfolded, and almost died in the chase scene at the end. And if you die in the chase scene, you go, it's a GG. He got caught, but corrected himself while blindfolded. It was actually really cool to see. Because part of the chase scene there, you go down to like the boiler room of the ship, or I don't even know what you would call it, but there's a little bridge you run across and your footsteps change sound, and he noticed that he wasn't getting the right footstep sound, like immediately noticed, and corrected himself. It was extremely impressive. Yeah, exactly. You go directly to hell. There is no salvation for you. It's just over. So what I think is interesting about that rat fight is that the rat gets to move before you do. And I don't know, I always knew that, but I don't think I really put it together because we try to beat it with a club in new game speedruns. But I think it's strange that Sorry, this room has weird movement. I just wanted to make sure I did it right. I think it's weird that the rat has a random movement before the fight starts, because I don't think that occurs with any other rat in the game. So one of the most important parts of this run is going to be movement and mashing. Because this journal here is one of the only spots in the game where there's like an uncapped mashing speed. So I like to go all out on the mashing for it. But luckily we've been running new game for the last, geez, I don't know, 9 months. Just about 9 months. So we should be okay with movement. There's only one part of the, as far as directional where you go, there's only one part of the run that's super different. And that's all the way in day 5 in the subway. Hopefully I remember to do it, because it's not the normal direction, so I'm hope I don't like muscle memory it. God, I wish the fight was that easy every time. So even with the with super powerful gun that one-shots things, we're only about 40 seconds ahead of new game. Which I guess makes sense, because all we've done is fight. We fought 2 things, and the rest has just been cutscenes. So I guess that's actually impressive that we're already 40 seconds ahead. But we'll start to break way away from the time as we progress through the rest of this day. We finally get to fight. Have a fight with multiple enemies, and one of the things this gun has is it just shoots all of the enemies no matter what. So we don't even have to aim at anything. Just shoot and everything dies. Oh, I guess it's different here because we don't need to go out of our way at all here. We just go straight to the room. I think we... Nice, get frog skip. There's an encounter in this room that was actually discovered could be skipped. Huge time save for new game. The new game run. Probably about 40 seconds. If you're a newer runner, probably like 30 if you're cleaner with your menus. So it's still a big skip for here too, because I mean it's like probably a good 10 seconds that we don't have to deal with. It was a fairly recent discovery. A lot of runs, even in the... Sorry, I'm gonna put slippers on. My feet are... A lot of runs towards the top of new game don't really take advantage of frog skip yet. Because a lot of them are old runs and people who just haven't revisited the game at all. Or maybe just don't want to. One or the other. Always important to remember to hydrate during your speedruns and overall gaming experiences. Got him. So that's the end of day 1. Most of the days are going to look like that, just with more fights. And this guy getting punched by Daniel. I was brought coffee. Which is exactly what I needed. I'm so tired today. I hope everybody had a good holiday, though. I know it's probably not the one that everyone is used to, but like I was saying earlier, if you could at least find some relaxation throughout the weekend, probably did. Did a little good. Zoom family meetings. Whatever you could do. You ate a lot of eggs? Deviled eggs or just regular eggs? Like you just cracked them open into your mouth? Scramble. Scramblo. Scramblo eggs. I think I had scrambled eggs on Christmas Eve. I wouldn't say it was a lot though. Eggy scramblo, as my boys call them. Ain't nothing like the boys and their scrambled eggs. So the beginning of this game isn't very exciting at all. There's actually a lot of exposition. Because instead of giving you like tutorials and weird, not weird, but like game pauses to explain things, the game kind of just like teaches it to you as you run throughout the beginning of the game. But even though we have max inventory spot, what's going to be super important about day 2 is knowing when we're going to level up and knowing when, or just not taking anything. I'm going to try to not take any items from day 2. If it happens, it happens, but I'm trying to make it to day 4 with as little items as possible, because it's like one of the only days where you have to pick up mandatory items that don't just get forced into your inventory if you don't have the space. So we want to make sure we keep our inventory low until we get to day 4. After we pick up the last mandatory item, or last mandatory item in day 4, though, it's kind of like all bets are off. We don't really need to worry about anything. This next little like fade away. This is like probably this is the only scene where you get like a random explanation of what's happening or something. So no menu like we normally would there. We'll just hang on to the stuff they give us here. I think we leave the day with 13 items. We have 50 spots. I was thinking of messing around, like, I don't know if we need to menu all 99 points into ATV, but we probably do. I always have ideas and I think about stuff, and I'll ask, like, I was asking Cactus, who actually made this new game file that I'm currently using. I'll ask him things about the gun, and his man has like encyclopedic knowledge of the mods. Oops, I should probably run. That's a good way to lose some time. I was just mashing. I was like, where's the dialogue? But there is none. Doop, doop, doop. So without the menus, this is actually like just tons of mashing. This is probably more mashing overall than the regular run, because it's all you're doing. There's at least like breaks. Even in fights, while you're fighting, you don't have to be constantly mashing. Oh, definitely feels like a first run of the week mashing wise, though, I'll tell you that. Feels like sluggish. Baker's angry. We weren't supposed to say any, or Aya wasn't supposed to say anything during that press conference, but she ended up telling the truth. And Baker's mad about it. The police chief, this big thumb looking guy, is mad about it. Because he doesn't want to cause public outrage. But, you know, an entire opera house of people just burned to death. But, you know, let's not cause public outrage. A door is weird. You can't just like go to it. You have to get at least like, I would say like a third of the way up. One thing I did notice, and I'm kind of glad I watched the run because I wouldn't have thought about it at all while I was doing it if I didn't watch the run, is the Chrysler building is in the game. So when we menu to the left for day 4 and 5, we actually have to do one extra than you normally would because the Chrysler building's there now. And even though this is New Game Plus, Chrysler Building is not included. It's actually its own category. Which, who knows, we might get into. I didn't think I would actually ever get into New Game Plus, and here we are. I'm aiming for just sub 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think that's pretty reasonable. Because there's no way, like... There's no way just encounter... Well, I guess I could, if you got every encounter in the game, would add 2.5 minutes. As long as we run the right way, we should get a low 2 hour time. Hello? Dude, I don't know. What's up with my controller lately? All the other mashing faux pas were definitely my fault, but that one was weird. We like to talk about every time we come to the museum during the run, you know, you're in for a significant portion of mashing. Because this guy, he has to get all of his nonsense out in like 4 scenes of the whole game. I do like the look they give, like when they try to talk to him and he doesn't answer, and they give each other like a "this fucking guy" kind of look, like this guy again. That's one thing I think the game does really well without its voice acting, is that they do some little movements sometimes. A lot of them have like these common moves or like movements that they'll do. But they'll do weird things like that. Like obviously they're not actually looking at each other; their faces are like stagnant pixels. But just like the lean in, it's like, hey, get a load of this fucker. This game is a single button mash game, so it gets a little tedious. Lance, how much farther are you in Omori now? Oh, okay, gotcha. Put in like twice the amount of time I've played. But you're liking it? I want to try and figure out the combat a little more. I feel like there's more to it than I'm giving it credit for. Nice. Once we both finish like casual playthroughs, we should try and route it. If somebody's already not doing it. Yeah, what the hell is that all about? If y'all don't know what we're talking about, An indie game, an indie RPG just came out on Christmas Day, actually. It's called Amori, and it's a psychological horror RPG. And I started playing it on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. This weekend's like a long blur, really. Dude, that's exactly what I want. I want to do the bare minimum to get through it. Dude, look what I did to Hylix. I just literally stopped picking up items everybody was picking up. That's exactly how I routed a minute and a half off of world record. By just not picking things up. Yo, Alex, I think we are winning. We're gonna keep winning. It's just how fast we win. I even tried to cut more stuff out, and it actually ended up losing time. Early game, it saved a ton of time. It saved like a minute and a half, but late game, there's just that one boss where you fight two people at the same time. Just sucks without having all 3 AoE skills, or damage over time skills. I couldn't make the time back up in that fight without going out of my way to do something, and it just ended up washing out in the end. Alright, so now we gotta pay attention. So I believe we level up on the first fight here, which changes how many buttons we mash before we get to the items the fight will reward us. And this one's actually quite punishing. I think it gives you 4 med 1s, or it gives you like 4 items generally. That's a lot. So you think it's all well and good, and then all of a sudden, here they come. The boys are all here. Ah, we didn't get that one. That's okay. And there I go. I took 5 items. That was stupid. Already starting. All right, I really would like to not take anything for the rest of this day. So we don't level up after this next fight. New Game Plus. New Game Plus, I think, adds more enemies to a lot of fights, and they have more health. New Game Plus for this game, casually, is super hard without grinding like a one-shot weapon. It's actually pretty hard to play. Yo, Pale, what's up, dude? Yeah, I think so. I think we're winning. Only time will tell. Yeah, see, that was only 2. So now we actually level up in the next 2 fights. Mr. Pale, how was your holiday? Hope it was a relaxing one. Yeah, seems to be the general consensus. Not a lot happened for really anyone. I know, right? Always miss the opera. And to be fair, you might not see it again tonight. So it does have cyanide bullets, which I think is a one-shot kill, or it'll just do massive damage and kill it. I think the cyanide bullets are almost completely unnecessary, but more of a flex. Yo, Twitch chat hates your sub badge. I was just trying to read up on what cyanide bullets actually were, and it was funny. There's like a lot of forum posts from back in like the early 2000s about people complaining about how they can't get the cyanide bullets earlier in the game. I'm like, yeah, let's just give a game where you can bust every gun wide open anyway, but let's give it the one-shot kill gun early on. But somebody did post like a good alternative is to put it on a gun that has like wildly low damage unless cyanide bullets trigger the one-shot kill. Like, that's interesting. But then all you would do is remove it and put it somewhere else. Like, they made cyanide bullets completely with the intention for New Game Plus. But yeah, sometimes you'll see it do like exact amount of damage to kill things, or it'll do like 900 damage. So we made one little error already in that first fight. I forgot there was a fourth snake that was coming. So I think we're at 15 items total. No, 18. That makes more sense. 18 of 50. We're never gonna menu stuff out, hopefully, because that's just gonna be time loss. We shouldn't have to deal with anything menu-wise. So we get to leg it through the park. There's actually a lot of like side areas here with chests and all neat things to discover, but we're not gonna see any of that. It's not fast, but it is fun. This game is actually incredibly fun casually. Like, tuning up the guns and stuff is a lot of fun. Or like building up your loadout, I'll say, is a lot of fun. I get an itch on the side of my face that just won't go away. Because my hair's too damn long. Casuals. Imagine filthy casuals. This fight is so annoying. It might be one of my favorites to do in New Game Plus because you literally just kill them. That's a big fight for giving you items you don't need. Just shave your head like me. So I could shave my head or just remove my face. Twitch chat is very progressive. Or I could do both. Alex, yes. See? This is why we invite Alex. Comes with the galaxy brain strats. Actually, we could have just taken that. That's always ammo. Almost always ammo. I don't think I've actually ever seen anything else. We don't need anything. So, I mean, even though it's just ammo, it's not a big deal. But ammo doesn't take up inventory spots. It goes into the ammo box, which is already in your inventory. I think we do level up. It's no, yeah. Yes, we level up here again. All right, so this fight is a little not tricky, but nuanced in the way that we want to work it out. We want to get the first 3. Got him. 4 defenses. Cool. Run into the wall. That was pretty good. I don't know if it's possible to shoot all 4 at once unless you had targeted the first one that comes up. Yeah, wait until we unload on Eve here. It's great. I will say, it's probably not super interesting to watch, because watching a well-executed worm fight in New Game is always fun to see, but it is good feeling to kill every single piece of the worm in one shot. Just hit her for like a cool, 4,500 damage. It's fine. I'm sure some of you have watched me struggle through a lot of New Game stuff just because that's the way this game is. So it's probably pretty funny to see just this gun wreck everything. Does the music always play that long into the cutscene? I don't think I've ever noticed that before. 3-shot Shiva, exactly. It's gonna be hot. I mean, and once again, just like the people who put work into the behind the scenes of routing this stuff, they're just like animals. Everything's always great. The only thing I could think of to routing this game would be finding more skips for fights. I'm assuming, I just feel like if we could skip one, it has to be possible to skip others. And I'm trying to make it so I can do practicing and stuff on my PS TV directly and not have to practice on an emulator or something like that. And if I could do that, I'd actually be more interested in trying to find maybe some weird stuff like that. But as you can tell, like, to play this game normally and to get to a lot of stuff, you have to mash through a lot of dumb scenes. And it's just time-consuming to get to places to even practice. And then when you do it once, you reload it and have to do all of the mashing again. It's good coffee. It's actually like some sort of toasted white chocolate mocha nonsense, but it's delicious. I should have at least wrote down the world record splits to have a comparison of some kind, but no big deal. I would be kind of shocked if we ended up getting world record. Or even fairly close. Well, I don't know. I think we'll be close, but I would be shocked if we got a world record on a blind first attempt. Yeah, isn't that something? I was just talking to you about how I was talking about the gun mods, or talking about you. This is Cactus is the person who made the new game file that I'm using. So and that's what do your practice saves have like that cutscene skip toggled in? Yeah, and that makes sense from your point of view too, Chris Ross. I just think, like, especially if the game has a New Game Plus feature, that you should be able to skip the cutscenes. I'm sure it did. Because I'm sure a lot of people play almost everyone playing a New Game Plus file isn't really doing it for the entire story again. At least that's how I would be. I don't ever play anything. I've never played like a New Game Plus and just like listened to the story all over again. Maybe certain pieces, but not all of it. This is my favorite scene in the entire game. I'll never get over just everything that happens right now. Or that's going on. The trash fire. The non-looping trash fire. It's like a a 3-frame loop. On a normal day, on a normal run, I probably wouldn't even be done. I mean, if I was done worms at this point, we would be cruising. I think actually the record had a really good day 2 like that. We golded the split, which was the first time I've golded that split in months. That was one of the things that helped carry it to the improvement of the world record was a gold day 2. And then an even golder day 5. That day 5 was actually insane. So we did okay. I think we took 5 items by accident, which shouldn't be too bad. I think we'll be alright to get the... We'll be alright with inventory. I guess it depends on how many fights we get here. On day 2, but we should be good on inventory space for the mandatory things we need to pick up in day 4. Just for the memes. I also just love the implications that Maeda was outside all night. Absolutely no reason he couldn't have at least been in the hallway. Daniel's like, I'm not staying outside. This guy's crazy. But also one of the talking points of that conversation at the end is that Aya is worried that her powers are gonna hurt people too. So we go in here, but we don't actually have to go do anything. We just leave, kind of like the pharmacy. We kind of diagonal up and do like a little tap into that fire hydrant, because that's the exact, like, as long as you're up against that, it's a good enough line to not run into anything else. So when's club percent? I gotta go. Gets banned. Shadow Man forever. It's the last time anyone ever heard of Cactus in this chat. I would consider it for the memes if I knew what I was doing. I don't think I know enough about this game, like on the back end, to be good at it. Like, I would need somebody to tell me what to do. Kind of like the regular run. I don't know what I'm doing. I just follow the notes. How long did Club Percent take you when you did it? I forget what Crazy's was when he posted it in the Discord. It's honestly not that bad. Does one of the clubs have like quick draw on it? Or I was just looking at the guns the other day, like a list of all the weapons. I was looking at the clubs, but I can't remember. I remember they had something. And steal. Ooh. So does steal in this game, is that like an automatic thing if you're using the weapon, or do you have to like activate it? Steal is bad. Yeah, I guess like what could you even want to steal? It has, oh, okay. So is that something that just randomly activates and will have your attack, or half your attack, or you have to use it on your own? It triggers, oh god. Sounds terrible. I think Parasite Eve 100%, and the Palmer said he did it once and it took him like 20 hours or something. Yeah, it sounds like it would be like almost mandatory to get rid of it. Or else you'd be banging your head against the wall for a long time. It could probably be reduced if somebody really wanted to look into it too, but I mean, nobody's gonna. It's not a real category, or at least one anyone acknowledges. But there's a. What the cool thing is Japanese runner Atogatoon actually found a pretty neat glitch that I think dropped the run to like 8 hours for 100%. I don't remember what the specifics of the run, the glitch were, but it was pretty cool. That guy is like a glitch finding machine. Any game he runs, he finds like absolutely game breaking things about it. Now we actually want clamp skip. Well, maybe not, because it could still curse our encounter RNG. Maybe we don't want it. I always get it anyway. But we'll talk about clamp skip when it actually gets closer to it happening. But we're at least hitting the tail end of the mashing part. We've been mashing for a while. At least you get to run around Soho a little bit. I mean, Soho is like the worst 3 screens in the game, design-wise. None of the hitboxes on any of any part of the map make any sense. I didn't get it. I always get it. So if we were to get clamp skip, where Clamp walked onto the screen there and shut the monitor off, he would actually, we wouldn't see that. It would just we would skip that little thing. It's like probably like half a second time save, maybe a full second. But generally that means your run's cursed if you get clamp skip. It's the instilled superstition of the Parasite Eve community. And I firmly believe it. Although I'm not positive, I think I did get clamp skip in the record. This driving song always reminds me of Baby Shark. It's probably because I have 2 nieces and a nephew and have heard the song enough, but it just does. It triggers. That'd be so funny if that was like some weird hidden mechanic of the game where you get clamp skip and it's just like, well, your run's fucked. All right, we're playing again. All right, here we go. So this day is the first instance of refights that we can get, whereas every screen you're guaranteed to get a fight on, like this screen, you have a chance to get the fight again if you were to walk through it. There's a lot of items. Whoa, why did we diagonal up? That was weird. So naturally we want to see nothing. There's two opportunities for that, and we want to not see any of that, because that'll help load up the inventory real quick. Oh yeah, that guy's dead now. Got killed by a dog man. That we can actually go and fight if you wanted to. Stupid chair. Nice, alright, we will skip that fight. Now we get the banger music for the rest of the day. Try to not take anything. We don't need to. Alright, so we're going to run right back into the hallway here, and that's our last opportunity for a refight. So if we skip that, we're pretty good. If not, we failed a coin flip. Every refight's basically a coin flip as far as odds are concerned. I think it's slightly less, but close enough. So once that screen transitions, like to the where we're not on it, but we can still run up the stairs. So Shiva's trying to get away from Ben to protect him, but Ben's a stupid kid. He won't give it a rest. I know that's all ammo. That's just something I'm not thinking about. Because generally, in the run itself, we kind of just take everything from this point on. So I should just live with that. We don't really need the medicines, but it shouldn't affect us. We skipped a lot of the fights that are going to give us a lot of junk. There should be some ammo, like, commingled into the drops we get, so it shouldn't fill us up for the rest of the way. Poor Shiva. She was a victim, just like everyone else. Shiva did nothing wrong. Except ruin almost all of my speedruns. In a regular new game, Shiva is one of the worst bosses just because there's almost no strategy to it, and sometimes she could just kill you on pure coin flip RNG. Ow. I actually got hit. It did no damage, but I got hit. So we're already at the boss, and fun fact about it is we wouldn't even be starting the day yet. Or we wouldn't have started the police department part yet if it was a new game run. The good old 3-shot Shiva. I'm not super concerned about inventory anymore. I'm just going to mash through everything from now on. We should have enough space, even if we get the 2 fights that are in our way, we should have enough space to pick up all the items we need still. $59.09. To run all the way back up to the 3rd floor. Yo, what's up, Crimson? Yeah, there's a lot of segments of this game where there's just no sound for, like, no reason. Oh, gotcha. But on coincidentally, then we were at a section where there isn't like any noise. Happens a lot when there's dialogue. Like reading the dialogue would be distracting with music playing or something. Now I gotta remember the Chrysler Building's actually one spot to the left from the police station. We need to go two to the left to get to the hospital. I have a sound cue for the world map to know when I can start menuing. Cause there's a lot of screens and stuff in this game where you can actually start moving or menuing before the screen's completely loaded. The world map being one of those places. Wait, don't leave yet, Aya. Here's my useless shit for you. Thanks. I'll remember you fondly as my inventory is clogged and can't pick up something I need. Now we should be alright. This day has a chance for 4 refights. Hopefully we don't see any. That'd be like winning 4 coin flips in a row. So this will be interesting. We don't need to pick up like half the stuff we pick up in here. I can't wait until I go back to new game runs and I forget all of the things I need because I'm doing this meme stuff. Oh, it's down here. That's 4. I actually don't know how to get there from this direction. From the door. That's pretty funny. So the more you hit the doors on like the exact spots that she'll walk through, the less she'll move. When she has to move on her own, she moves incredibly slow. We're not talking like major time loss or anything, it's just annoying. So here's our first fight of the day. This is also the first room we can get a refight in. See, like, why did she back up? Just go through the door. All right, let's see if we get that fight on the way back out. We didn't. Nice. Good stuff. This next section would be the deciding factor of whether a run would continue or not, because in the new game run, we get a gun in this next place, and if you, it's a 50-50 chance to get one of two guns. And if you get the wrong gun and you're trying to go for world record, you have to reset. So it's a good room. Gives me many an anxiety attack. Wonder if it's faster to just... No, that's the right way to go. Yo, Chris! What's up, dude? I guess it's fine. I honestly don't have any concept of where I should be, which is so disorienting in a way. Because, like, I know where I should be in a new game run, like, down to the seconds. And I'm just, like, kind of going with the vibe here. We're just vibing, Chris. Why'd you... She spun all the way around there. What a weirdo. But it's good to see you, dude. I hope your holiday was good. So far, I guess the only real good judge here is out of 3 refights, we've gotten 1 so far. Oh, heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. My girlfriend's off too. She works for a community college, so they're just kind of off this whole week. I'm infinitely jealous of the both of you. So we do have to be a tiny bit careful. We are risking just grabbing everything we can, because we do need to pick up a piece of junk and an elevator pass. So we do need 2 spots open at the end of this day that actually will lose us time if we take it, or if we're full. I'm still thinking we'll be fine, especially if we don't get any fights on the way back. But if we do, we'll need to try our best to pay attention. At least it's still a short week. Like, even though I'm already back at work, it's only a 4-day week. Four-day week into another 3-day weekend, so I'm into it. Or if you can hear my phone. All right, so all 3 fights that we just did, we have a chance to get them again on the way back out. Even this one, the room we didn't actually leave, because I guess the game treats this, when you go into the cutscene, as basically leaving the room. Boo! Boo, game, boo. Alright. Alright, we only got 1 fight. That's not too bad. thinking we'll still be okay on space. I am kind of worried. I don't think we've picked up 50 things so far, but you don't know. Dang, we got the vest. Bruh's giving me the vest. Dude, the hitbox on that corner is crazy. It extends so much farther than it looks like it should. Oh, I timed it wrong. No matter what, the hospital is always going to be super janky to me. The movement is just weird in this entire place. The directions in the rooms change even though the shapes of them are almost identical. I'm going to try my best to just not take anything. You can't run and mash at the same time, so like if you're mashing while holding the run button, she'll do this like wall. She'll like bang her head into the wall. Looks pretty funny. We should be fine with items. I'll actually go to this one first. You can do either folder in either order, or in any order. All right, we're good. That's like the last thing we need to pick up. That we wouldn't be able to if our inventory was full. Because in day 5, we do get a charm from Maida, but I think we're still fine. I actually don't even know how that would work if we were full. I would assume that the game would make us take it from him. But we all, at the end of day 5, towards the end of the museum segment, we get a key and a gun that we have to take, and the game makes us take it. But the first 2 item spots we have are actually the starting vest and the starting gun. Wasn't paying attention. It could have been at the elevator already. So we just mash right away for the gun. It'll replace the first gun. And then we mash. We can't get rid of Maida's gun. So when we get the second item, the key like a minute later, we just put it into the second spot. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I don't actually know how it's going to work out. All right. Day 4 boss down. So what do we do? Shiva. What a crazy cutscene. I think that like the cutscenes themselves hold up pretty well. If you're unfamiliar, if you do run, if you don't go to the right spot and are still on the roof, you do in fact die. Eve does this cool action movie, don't look at the explosion as you leave. So we're like probably about 15, almost 16 minutes ahead of the new game world record right now. Just as like a comparison to what kind of time this run is the new game or new game plus route saves. Day 5 is where most of the optional encounters happen, so this is where most of the almost the entire run is made for New Game Plus, made or broken in Day 5. Almost could probably be true of New Game, but there's a lot more things that can happen in New Game early on that are just non-factors in New Game Plus. Pretty good encounter look so far, though. We're at 2 of 6 possible fights, possible extra fights. Chinatown music bangs. Pretty much this whole game's soundtrack bangs. These guys generally only drop ammo. I think the snakes on the next screen probably could drop cure peas. And I think almost always you get ammo. But they might not be able to drop anything else. I feel like snake, anything that can poison you, I feel like anything that gives you a status effect, I feel like they can drop the cure to that status effect. That might not even be remotely true though. Normally this next encounter would actually be really annoying. It's actually probably the worst individual encounter. Oh, my inventory's full. Oh. Well, see, you can't just, it makes you take it, but. So that sucks. We lost, like, how much time? Couple seconds. Makes a difference in New Game Plus. See, what really hurt was that 5-item fight that I accidentally took from the very first encounter in Central Park came back to bite me. Where were we going? Well, now I know my inventory's full, and I do not care about anything. We don't need anything that drops. Frog? Yeah, look at that. So this could have been 2 more bats or a frog. Obviously, getting one thing to fight is better than none, or better than 2, because we one-shot everything. Bummer. This fight just doesn't need to happen at all, and here we are getting it. No big deal. Just free time save whenever we do get it. There's also an encounter on this screen that doesn't need to happen. It looks like we skipped that one at least. That one wouldn't have been as bad. So like if you were gonna get either of those optional encounters, you'd rather not get any of them. But if you were gonna get either of them, you would probably want the second one. It's only 2 bats or another single frog, rather than 4 enemies. You know, as long as we keep movement clean and the last little bit of menuing that we have to do, we can keep that cleaner than what just happened with Maida. We'll still have a really good run. Why are we walking? Oh yeah, one thing that happens in New Game Plus for some reason that doesn't actually happen in regular New Game runs is that when we do the disc swap after Centipede, the game puts us back in analog lock again, which is odd. So we'll have to not only switch the disc, but we actually have to switch back to analog. Because I've never ran the game with analog controls on. And I don't want to do the chase scene trying to figure out how the analog directions would work. Wow, you can actually talk to that console from quite the distance away. I like how the options are to leave on and turn off, and if you click leave on, you get to pick pump 1 or 2. It's like, so these pumps aren't on, but I can leave them on. It's a weird menu. But anyway, we pumped the goo out and it's pissed. So it breaks the wall. And we just turn it off. Don't want to waste electricity. So this is where like the only directional route change really is. So normally we would go up onto the platform there and go all the way across because the encounter is easier on the other side. But going this way, there's still a fight, but it's less screen transitions. Wait, can you not? Am I just stuck here? Can you not go this way? What's happening? Did I just run? I ran past the trigger. For the door. I was just running into the wall. What? This game. I was like, wait a second. Okay, well, don't run. That's a funny way to lose time. That fight's really fun to do with a gun that kills everything in one shot. Dang, that was a bummer. Oh god. I forgot about this key, which matters. So lots of little blunders, but we're gonna make it. It'll be okay. All right, hopefully we can run back through that room. I really don't understand how we just missed the trigger. It was really stupid. I've never gone in that room before. Well, in the run. Hey, but at least we skipped the encounter. I actually don't know how far down we need to go, so I'm just gonna be safe about it. That should be good. Nope. Dang, this small section of game really tripped me up. Hopefully we're at the right place. Nice. So I would be really shocked if we were gonna have world record there, unless our encounter luck is like literally perfect. Just from those mistakes. Probably lost like almost 10 seconds trying to go through that screen transition. That's a lot of time in New Game Plus. Can't believe that is really funny still. Stuff like that just kind of happens in Parasite Eve. You just think you're going to do something and then it doesn't actually happen. Also like how you get the dialogue with the scorpion, then you have to run up to the scorpion to trigger the fight, and then it makes you run back to the back of the room just to actually do the fight. Yeah, I love this gun too. It's great. Our inventory is obviously full. It's not a big deal though. Like I said, the final two things that it makes us, that we actually need to take from the game. That would be an amazing glitch. It would probably be almost worth trying to like do the right amount of damage with Liberate or something. But it doesn't, unfortunately, because it does wreck the ultimate being, just like it wrecks everything else, but... Nice, good fight skip there. That fight's... like I said, we don't need any refight ever in New Game Plus. But that fight can have another 3 things to kill. It's probably more worth tracking the total number of things you fight. See, like, this could be one dinosaur. I think this can be one dinosaur as well, or two armadillo. Yeah, see? So that's a good, this is a good alternate. I think this fight's is 3 enemies no matter what alternate, or what version of the fight you get. The sewer and, the sewers in here are, I think, the only parts in the games where you can actually get, like, variations of the fights. So, like, the next couple of fights can either be one pterodactyl or a couple enemies. So, obviously, we would like to just see one pterodactyl in every fight. Like, this fight specifically could either be one pterodactyl or 4 enemies. And it's 4 enemies, woohoo! Good luck so far. Wow! So instead of fighting 2 things, we fought 6 things. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Hey, look, a pterodactyl. Wow, that fight just gave ammo. You almost always get a cure P from the scorpion. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. I don't know if that could be, so you could get a 3 dinosaur fight, but I don't know if that's only on the refight. I think you could get a 3 dinosaur fight no matter what. Nice, this is actually a better variation of the fight, because it could be either pterodactyl and 2 raptors or that scorpion. But I guess it's possible to shoot 2 bullets into the scorpion too, but it's still shooting 2 bullets into the same thing is faster than shooting 2 things individually. Why do I keep doing that? You just run straight. A quick wrist stretching. Wrist is really sore today. Probably because I haven't... What day was it when we got the record again? Was it Wednesday? It's been a while. It's been a couple days at least. Yeah. Nice. Good skip in this room. Nice. A good skip there. Kind of makes up for the shit fights we got on the way down. Not getting those fights at all. So now we have to pay attention. Normally I space the hell out during this cutscene, but since I actually have to replace 2 things in my inventory, I need to pay attention. I don't think it's possible for you to replace the things you're wearing or holding, like the gun you have and that you have equipped and the armor you have equipped, but we're not going to find out. This has so much less anxiety to it than, like... And I didn't have to pay attention for the first one. I need to pay attention to the clamp key, and you get that when he's smoldering on the ground. But there's so much less anxiety to this run with the friggin' in New Game Plus. Right now, I'd be so anxious. My heart was pounding like the entire end of the run on Wednesday. I'll never understand this part. Like, Aya is like a literal superhero with powers, and this nerd doctor is about to attack her with a scalpel, and she's like, oh, what? But thank God Daniel's here. My girl's been killing dinosaurs for the last 25 minutes. But let's get caught off guard by this scientist. But, you know, it's always good seeing Daniel punch somebody in the face, so the trade-off's worth it. Aya looking stupid is worth having a cool Daniel scene, at least. Yeah, that's kind of how Aya's dress looks. Like, when her arms are moving, the straps on her dress just kind of bend with her arm pixels. Alright, we have to pay attention. We'll get a key here. There we go. Easy every time. I just forgot about the key we needed to pick up from a police officer. I kind of forget that you even pick something up there most of the time. Should be good. Nice. Alright, so we skipped that fight here. We do have to run through this room a 3rd time, so we have the same chance to get the refight again. I can't wait to have a free 10-second time save in day 5 just for hitting the trigger ray in the sewers. I was so confused. Get worked. Imagine doing that whole fight and getting 6 ammo. That was the reward. That fight's really hard, like in the run and casual. Well, it's not hard, but it can be pretty scary. Casually, almost nothing's difficult if you build your guns out right. This game's actually really hard if you don't really build anything out right. Which is kind of hard to know on the first playthrough. Like, that's definitely what people struggle with the most, is doing things that are useful with the guns they get. Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe we go for the sweep. Who knows? Haven't really given that one much thought. But how nuts is this gun? Like, man, I know you've watched this run a lot. And to just sit there in one turn everything. Insane. Nice. Skipping that twice is pretty awesome. Okay. Pretty good encounter luck. The fights we did get that we have to get didn't have the best luck. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny too. Like, there's so many things that just give you the shaft. Well, yeah. Give me some options. Also, I appreciate the kind words. I'm glad you enjoy the stream, and I'm glad you love this game. This could help me out too. We haven't decided what we're eating for New Year's either, so I could use these options. Especially because we have a long cutscene coming up here, so we have plenty of time to talk about it. Oh shoot, I actually have to click on it. I have actually a cutscene here that I'm not going to get up for, so I will look at that in just a sec. Y'all, if you're in chat and you feel like helping Zib out with this straw poll for what they're going to eat on New Year's, by all means. Don't look at Pregnant Eve, look at the straw poll. All right, got like a minute and a half here. Let's look at this. Oh, I got you baited. Don't click the poll. Oh, is there an actual poll there? Oh, there is a poll underneath the picture. I apologize. Yeah, I can't. Well, I guess I can understand taco, right? I just saw the picture because it didn't load the whole poll, and I thought I was trolled. So there is a poll there. I lied. This is such a roller coaster, but So yeah, I could see. It's ruining friendships. we gotta settle this poll quick, or they might not be having New Year's at all. I personally want to have pizza, so I want to vote for pizza in your poll. Is that the last option? What is currently in first place? When are we getting into Mori holding a knife emote? I don't know. I don't really. I really probably shouldn't have any more emotes made. I don't have any spots for them, even if I unlock them. Turkey and potatoes. Dude, it's a solid meal. That's what I had for Christmas. Frozen pizza. No judgments here. Although I would definitely prefer like a made pizza. You know, like from a... I love frozen pizza too, to be quite honest. I kind of don't even know how far into, Also, I appreciate all the follows, guys. I keep my follower alerts anonymous for the most part, but if you're in chat, I like to acknowledge it. But if somebody's lurking and wants to drop a follow, I'm not trying to call them out. We're getting there. We just have, for day 5, the split we're on, all we have is the Eve fights left, and they won't take any time at all. Heck yeah. I could always use a good hydration. Appreciate the redemption. Also, Zip, thanks for the host. Grinding for sub 2 hours in this? No. I don't even know if that's possible, to be quite honest. You would need to get no encounters, and I still don't know if that's possible. This is pretty good. As far as refights are concerned, fights that don't need to happen that we've gotten. We got one in day 2 or day 3, one in day 4. We had one in the sewers. Is that it? I honestly think that's it. We've only had 3 extra fights. Oh shit, another hydrate. Appreciate it. Y'all have me chatting. get my throat dry. So literally, as far as encounter luck, this is incredibly good. Hey, that's all good with me. I really think the probably only feasible thing to grind for in this, if there was anything worth grinding for, I don't even know how much we're gonna grind this, but yes, that's Aya's helicopter that goes through that hand. Would probably be sub 207. That's probably the only real goal, because this fight, any refight isn't adding a significant amount of time. There's only so much you can do even without getting them. But with the way the encounters went, this can honestly be like my best run. As far as luck's concerned, it makes me kind of sad that I lost so much time trying to just transition a screen. Or even better, Aya just jumps out of this helicopter and leaves it flying indefinitely. Bow, 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 bow. There's a part of me deep down inside that wants to grind a sub 38 Hilux run, because it is possible. What's more likely? Sorry, hold on. It's staying in the aura, man jumping out of a chopper, throwing ammo while on fire perfectly at you. Well, I would think that the device built for flying. I don't know, man. They're both pretty unlikely. I think what's crazier about Daniel jumping out of the helicopter is hitting the ocean and not dying. If you were gonna jump out of a helicopter that high in the air, it would probably feel like concrete when you hit it. I don't think I've actually ever watched this part of the run for New Game Plus. But Daniel is protected by heavy plot armor and incomparable drip. Yeah, he actually hits it completely almost like a belly flop. What? A lot. I actually don't know the amount it would shoot in one shot. Because it has a, I think it has a rate of fire 3, but it has an attack all skill with rate of fire 3. So I'm actually not 100% sure. Honestly, pretty crazy that it takes that much to kill her. Like, nothing has lived through a round of damage. An entire turn's worth of damage, except the Triceratops face shield, but it's 2 separate parts. So I think the amount of times it fires is actually not that much. But the fact that I think one of the skills is hit all with the rate of fire. So we'll hit everything with all of its rate of fire, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to explain it well. Sub 2 hours, day 5, woohoo! The more enemies, the more times it shoots. Gotcha. I haven't actually took like a super hard look at everything that was on it. But Cactus made the file, so he wouldn't know. Hey, no problem. Hope you have a happy new year, and glad we can help you out with your poll and save some friendships, hopefully. 206, I'm really on that kind of pace. I did get like almost no refights in the museum, so I can believe it. Wow, that's crazy. There was so much garbage time loss, but like the refights has to make a huge difference. Yeah, honestly, I don't actually know what Crazy's splits are at all. I just know I can only see what his world record is. Well, that's fun. There it is. Baby Rage blew up all the ships. Except the one I'm on. Which I'm not sure I completely understand. Like, why didn't he just Baby Rage our ship? Does Aya's aura protect this entire ship? Like... Remember when I thought I got jebaited by the poll? Just opened it up and it was a picture, which is what I can only assume is one of the people. And I thought I just got tricked. Yeah, I don't really have I don't ban links because I don't usually have people trying to post them all the time, and I generally don't have somebody who's actively modding because I mean I don't feel like I need that. Suck it. Oh, that one was good. I liked that one. Unloaded on that baby. Look at this fucking guy. He's like, get me out of here. There's no escape from the gun. He did, he like tried to crawl away. He did. Nice. Or a gun. I think this still takes 2 turns. I mean, it's not gonna fire enough bullets. 3 turns? That's right. We still finish out with Maida's gun here. Here it is. The really strong drip game of Daniel. This scene is pretty freaking cool. It's like full-on anime. Oh, I don't know. I put it in the schedule that we're gonna like play it all week. Oh, stop it. God damn it. Knock it off. Oh, I was like, why are we still shooting? I guess the ATB just has never loaded that fast. Unless he goes the wrong way. God, that would be a big feels bad. Because honestly, the luck is crazy as far as encounters are concerned. Some of the fights we had were less than ideal, but it's almost negligible when your gun kills everything in one shot. Bam, 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 bam. So my D-pad has done some funky stuff a few times during the run. Oh god. Like, as far as encounter luck's concerned, it would have been really shitty to get that fight with the 2 bats and 2 snakes in the sewer. But if I got everything else that we got in this run, it would have been an amazing luck considered run. Although I don't think we would have had enough experience because we literally fought nothing extra in the museum.